On August the 23rd, 1941, Martha Helen Stewart was born to a middle-class family with modest means in New Jersey. She was the second of 6 children born to Edward Kostyra and Martha Ruszkowski. When she was 3 years old, her family moved to Nutley, New Jersey. Being a Catholic, she adopted the name Grace as her Catholic confirmation name. Martha's father was a strict disciplinarian who instilled the value of domineering perfectionism and self-sufficiency in her. As a result, Martha became involved in business at a very tender age. At the age of 10, she was a babysitter for the children of Gil McDougall, Yogi Berra, Mickey Mantle, and all the players of the New York Yankees. She also organized birthday parties for children. Her mother taught her how to cook and sew. Her grandparents taught her the process of canning and preserving when she visited them in Buffalo, New York. She also acquired the knowledge and expertise of gardening from her father, who had a passion for gardening. Martha attended the Nutley High School in New Jersey and later Barnard College of Columbia University on scholarship, where she majored in chemistry. However, she later switched to art and architectural history. While in school, Martha was involved in several extracurricular activities, such as participating in the school art club and newspaper. At the age of 15, Martha was already a model. She appeared in a Unilever television commercial, and since then, Martha featured in several other television and magazine commercials. All through her college days, Martha took to modeling to earn some money to supplement her scholarship. She said modeling jobs at $50 an hour, which was a lot of money at that time. Chanel was one of her clients. In school, Martha met Andrew Stewart, who earned his law degree from Yale Law School. Martha was soon married to Andrew in July of 1961. Martha left school for her marriage preparations and returned a year after to complete her education. She graduated from Barnard with a double major in history and architectural history in 1963. She continued with her fashion modeling jobs in New York while Andrew established his law career. In 1965, Martha had her baby girl Alexis and also stopped her fashion modeling jobs. She then pursued an interest in Wall Street trading. Though she had no formal training in stock trading, she got a job as a stockbroker with Monash, Williams and Siddall, where she did excellently due to motivation from the sales environment and her fat salary. In no time, her intuitive business sense and ambition became apparent. Nevertheless, the 1973 economic recession convinced Martha to abandon the job. She was left with no job for a while as she considered other career paths. A year earlier, when Martha moved with her husband to Westport, Connecticut from New York, they had purchased an old farmhouse on Turkey Hill Road. Martha renovated the farmhouse, which would later become her base of business operations. In 1975, Martha began to take on small catering jobs and teach cooking classes out of her home. She soon became quickly established due to her excellence. In 1976, she decided to start her own catering business. She co-founded a catering business, The Uncatered Affair, with her friend Norma Collier. The catering business was a success and flourished despite tensions between the two founders. Collier resented Martha's domineering work style. Also, most of her employees and business associates accused her of being verbally abusive, manipulative, and overly demanding. Though her lofty standards, overbearing work style, and meticulous attention to detail were pivotal to her success, they also earned her some significant personal costs, which included her separation in 1987 and eventual divorce in 1990. The differences between Martha and Collier eventually escalated, so Martha decided to quit. She bought her share off and left the business. Martha went on to work as a manager for gourmet food court Market Basket in a small Westport shopping mall. She helped to transform the business into a booming success. But she didn't work there for long, as she was fired. Martha decided to launch her own catering business, Martha Stewart Incorporated. She impressed her celebrity clients with creative presentations and elegant menus that featured her distinctive personal touch and homegrown ingredients. At a party, Martha met with Alan Merkin of Crown Publishing Group, who was inspired by Martha's skills and knowledge. Alan asked Martha to develop a cookbook for him. Martha displayed a special way of promoting her business. To enhance her reputation, she pitched stories about her home and work to local newspapers. She contributed occasional articles on gardening, home decor, and food to national magazines like Country Living, House Beautiful, and Good Housekeeping. In 1982, Martha released her first book, called Entertaining. The book featured all the pictures and recipes from the parties and get-togethers she had previously hosted. She wrote her second book, titled Martha Stewart's Quick Cook, in 1983. The book, which included 52 recipes that could be quickly put together within an hour, was meant for people with a busy lifestyle. She published another book titled Martha Stewart's Hors d'oeuvres in 1984. The book contained 150 recipes and was dedicated to finger foods that could be served at different types of parties. Martha also published several books on cooking and homemaking during the late 1980s. She also authored many columns in newspapers and magazines on homemaking. Martha began a quarterly magazine titled Martha Stewart Living in 1990. The first issue of the magazine, which was published by Time Incorporated, was released in the winter of 1990. The magazine was a huge success. In 1990, Martha started a relationship with Anthony Hopkins, but ended the relationship a year later after she saw the movie The Silence of the Lambs. She claimed that she was unable to avoid associating Anthony with his character in the movie Hannibal Lecter. In September of 1993, Martha opened a weekly half-hour syndicated TV show for Martha Stewart Living. She was the editor-in-chief of the magazine and the host for the show. She also began a romantic relationship with billionaire Charles Simonyi in 1993, but they broke up 15 years later. Martha established her company, Martha Stewart Living Omnimedia Incorporated, in 1997. This required her to purchase various merchandising ventures, prints, and television related to the Martha Stewart brand, which she consolidated into a new company. In 2001, Martha sold 3,928 stocks of Imclone Systems stocks to avoid loss, and the next day there was a drop in the value of the stock by 16%. In 2003, Martha was accused of securities fraud and obstruction of justice. As a result, she faced a 6-week jury trial in January of 2004 and was convicted of conspiracy. The following year, she was sentenced for 5 months in a federal correctional facility. She was on supervised release and electronic monitoring for 2 years. When she was released in 2005, she launched the Martha Stewart Living Radio, which was aired on Channel 112 of Sirius Satellite Radio. She also hosted The Martha Stewart Show on NBC that same year. Later in 2005, Martha hosted a reality game show, The Apprentice Martha Stewart, which was created by Donald Trump and broadcast on the NBC network. Martha began to air her show, The Martha Stewart Show, in 2010 as Martha on the Hallmark Channel. Her show centered on arts and crafts, gardening, cooking, and interior design. In 2012, Martha launched her weekly television series, Martha Stewart's Cooking School, on the PBS network, which presented information on the basics and techniques of cooking. Despite her advancing age, Martha sleeps for only 4 hours at night and remained diligent with her work. And it was that diligence that made her a very successful entrepreneur.